Hey Run Junkies, the Boulder Boulder is just a couple of days away. I'm rested, I'm on the tail end of taper, I'm hydrating, I'm making sure my nutrition is nailed down. I'm ready for this race. I've been talking a lot about the Boulder Boulder 10K, but I want to give you a little bit of its history today. The Boulder Boulder 10K inaugural race began in 1979 and it had 2,700 registered participants. The following year, that field doubled. The year after that, the participant field almost doubled again to more than 9,500 people, and it was in that year that they moved the finish line to Folsom Field at the University of Colorado. In 1983, they added corral waves and a Memorial Day tribute, which is a moving salute to those who have served in our armed forces. The Boulder Boulder does something a little different than other races. In most other public races like this, you have elite runners and they are in the first wave. But at the Boulder Boulder, the citizens go first. So all of your wheelchairs, runners, run walkers, everything, whole families will go before the elite runners race. They start at about midday. So by the time these internationally acclaimed runners cross that finish line, Folsom Field is full of citizens that have already run the race, and the cheering, I mean, it is a roar when these people come crossing the finish line. A race expo was created in 1991, and in 2004, Boulder Boulder became the largest timed 10K in the world. A record registered number of participants was set in 2011 with 54,554 registered participants. And 2016 was pretty special because that was the first year I did the Boulder Boulder 10K. There's a long story, and I'll spare you the details on why it took me so long to participate in this event for the first time, but I will say that since I've run it, I have to say this is one of the best run races that I have ever seen, certainly at the 10K distance. And there's something to be said for that, considering that there are 50,000 plus runners in this event. Half of the course is through Boulder's residential areas, and everybody comes out that morning. They sit out on the street with their lawn chairs and they have their sprinklers going. Some people have slip and slides out. I will leave a link in the description below for a couple of highlight reels from past Boulder Boulders. They're really fun to watch and you get a very good idea of what the race is like. I'm also leaving a link to a course walkthrough, which is narrated by Olympian Frank Shorter. So, okay, how am I executing this race? Well, as of this filming, the weather on Monday morning is going to be mid-70s during the day as a high, but in the morning we'll have mid to upper 40s at race start, maybe 50 degrees. So here's my race kit, and as you can see, I'm kind of channeling a little bit of Team Cap here. But the big thing is, how am I actually going to run this race? I checked in with Coach Christine and she gave me a game plan. For the most part, my average pace will be hopefully about 10-minute miles to up to maybe 10-20 miles. My goal is to beat last year's time at 106.49. If I were really honest with myself, I want a PR at sub 102. That's pretty aggressive, and I'm looking at those times and the game plan and I'm like, well, because 10-minute miles, 10-20 miles even, feels super aggressive to me considering how my paces have been just on my easy runs. The speed training is definitely making a difference. The rubber's gonna hit the road, literally, on Monday. In other news this week, my son is getting close to the end of school. He just had field day, which was a whole lot of fun. He participated in 100 Mile Club for the third year in a row, and this year he topped the leaderboard with 167 miles accumulated. I am super proud of him. We walked to and from school a lot of days. It was a lot of miles on our feet, and I'm really impressed. And he says he wants to do it again next year, so good for him. With the Boulder Boulder coming up on Monday and the focus that I want on this race as far as time goes, I am not going to spend time during the race shooting video. So I'll probably get a little bit before the race starts, and I want to go live, barring any technical difficulties, as soon as I cross the finish line or clear the finisher chute. So look for me here at about 8:45, ideally, assuming everything goes well, on Monday. Next weekend, I am going to give you some final impressions on how the Boulder Boulder 10K went and what is coming up for me this summer on my race calendar. So please subscribe. I would love to see you here next week. But that is it for me today. It's all over about the shouting, and I'm hoping for a great race on Monday. If you have any training plans or races coming up, I want to hear about those in the comment section down below. And as always, give me that thumbs up if you like this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you to our armed forces. Go find your awesome, and happy Memorial Day.